Hello, everybody, and welcome to another match for the Celeste Any Percent League, brought to you by the Global Speedrun Association. My name is Zojalix, and we are going to be showcasing a really great chunk of 3 races between Nero, X2, and Chaikitty. Both runners will be getting started here in just a little, but before they get started, I just want to highlight something really quick about this race. Nero and Chaikitty both are only 1 point apart between each other in the standings, meaning that by the end of this race, we could have a shift in the positions by quite a huge margin, actually, as Nero is tied for second place with Fleur and if Chaikitty were to take this match and take 3 points, then that would mean that he would jump up into second place, passing Fleur going right behind TGH, who's currently in the standings at first place. Also, Nero too, all he has to do is win one race to be able to pass Fleur. So this is going to be an extremely hype match. I'm really excited. And then also, as we're looking at individual statistics, Nero and Chaikitty's average race times for this league are less than a minute apart. So I'm hoping to be expecting some really, really close races. This is going to be a ton of fun. It looks like we're getting ready to jump in right here as the racers are going to be jumping into the prologue, and we're going to get this started here. I'm really excited. Getting started, game 1 in Celeste Any Percent. Now, if there's anybody here who would be new in joining the Celeste speedrun, you're going to be seeing them jumping a lot. And what they're doing is they're doing what's called bunny hopping, which is where they jump on the last few, which is where they kind of spam jump, but they want to do it rhythmatically at the frame that they hit the ground, which helps carry the momentum forward, allowing them to be able to move faster than anybody else. So now we're going to be jumping into Forsaken City. Both runners playing a very clean prologue, not expecting too much position change to happen there unless something really unfortunate happens. But Forsaken City is the first chapter where you get to see a lot of movement. You're going to be seeing a lot of tech, I should say. You're going to be seeing a lot of wall bounces, a lot of reverse hypers, extended hypers, any sort of different movement mechanics that have been brought into the run are showcased really well in chapter 1. And we're seeing a slight lead coming in from Nero, but I don't honestly think but a slight lead coming in, especially in Forsaken City, doesn't really mean too much, as there's still quite a bit of race left. And actually, we're seeing Chaikitty was able to close the gap pretty well as Nero took a little bit of an unfortunate bounce. But still, both of the runners having a really good Forsaken City, not seeing anybody make any death-causing mistakes. And, Chaikitty misses the wall bounce there, but he's still using the wall to be able to complete his spike jump. And oh no, Chaikitty fell. He's going to have to do and lost his stamina. So he's going to be a little bit behind Nero coming out of chapter 1. I didn't see what Nero's time was, but Chaikitty coming out with a 1:38 for his chapter 1. Still very well done for both of these runners. And it's going to be really interesting to see now how they're going to go into chapter 2, Old Site, which is where you start using the dream blocks. And the dream blocks are going to be they're feature use that really help to get your momentum going super fast. And they help to really build your momentum, and which you can see a lot of really awesome movement tech that's going to be utilized by these two runners with these dream blocks. So, like I said, both of these runners are very close, with only a minute difference between the two of them in their average times. We've got Chaikitty with an average time of 30:19 in his races, and then we've got Nero with an average time of 29:29. Both of them averaging about the same amount of deaths per race. I think there's like less than half a death difference between them. So it's going to be really close. And you can see Nero still being able to pull ahead through this battling section. He's playing this really well. Chaikitty coming up right behind, doing the developer intended shortcut that was showcased. That's was put in the game, and now we're seeing Nero going in through what's called the end of the dream section and the awake section. And there it's easy to lose time in that you're not gonna be necessarily dying, but it's really easy to get hung up and lose your momentum because you build up a bunch of momentum. As you can see, Nero using both runners actually using a combination of wave dashes, hypers, and stuff like that to be able to get through the section. And if you hit a spring, you will actually lose some momentum, and that can cause you to slow down and actually lose a couple of seconds of time. So now both runners have been able to pull out of Old Sight. They did that really well. And now they're going to be beginning Celestial Resort, which is where I think we're going to be seeing some of the biggest could potentially happen during this run, because in this level everything is cycle based and cycles do not reset if you die. The only time they reset is if you leave, and as every time you leave is like anytime you enter a new room, then the cycles will reset. And so if you see a death coming from a runner, it can throw your cycles off, which can then only throw off like which will force the runners to have to really adapt if they mess up there, and potentially could cause some more mistakes that will happen further on throughout the race. So both of them playing through this first section very, very cleanly. I'm not gonna be right as I say that, Nero takes his first death of the race, giving Chaikitty a couple of seconds to be able to be made up there. I don't think any of them took a death earlier in the race, so I might be behind on that. But still, even despite the death, still very, very solid play from them. And now Nero is going to be entering the huge mess section, he's showing some really, really solid movement as he then dashes into the ground, moving nowhere. So the huge mess section, there's no way that you can die, at least in this maze portion, but it's exactly that. It's a maze. And also the movement for it is really tight. And so it can be really tough to get through that section fast without having any trips or anything like that. So Nero finishing the first section of Huge Mess, very right behind him. Nothing really too much to report other than very solid play from both of them. Nero still with with only a couple of seconds of a lead. Chaikitty getting a little bit tripped up as he's going to be about 7 seconds behind Nero. And Nero taking another death in that room. That's a really tough room to be able to do that, but he's still able to finish books. Chaikitty not taking the death, meaning he's going to continue to close that gap just a little bit more, as both of them are going to be entering the laundry section here in this race. So Nero moving through Nero takes another death. His cycles were a little bit whacked there, but he was able to make it work as he goes to be finishing up the laundry section here soon. Chaikitty coming right on his tail. Both of them finishing up the laundry section, and now they're going to be entering the elevator shaft, which then leads to Demo Dash, and after Demo Dash we get into Mr. Oshiro. So right now I'm expecting the lead shift to happen with Demo Dash. A quick cutscene skip from Chaikitty, and now we've got Nero only a couple of rooms away from Demo Dash. And Demo Dash, that's an interesting trick because it's super tough to be able to do because you only have like an 8 or so pixel window if you're running on PC. So now we're seeing Nero going into Demo Dash, and he gets it first try. Very well done. Chaikitty taking the quick checkpoint back up to allow him to have a better spot to be able to respawn, but it doesn't matter. He hit Demo Dash first try. Very well done. Both of them with very, very clean elevator shafts now, as they're going to be beginning Mr. Oshiro. And this is going to be another one of those moments where the lead could shift. Oh no, Chaikitty getting a little bit tripped up there, but he is able to still make it work. and continued to fly right behind Nero, who only has a couple more rooms left of the Mr. Oshiro section of Chapter 3. If I missed something, I apologize. My internet is not necessarily cooperating too much, and so the stream kind of buffers for me, but I will try and do my best to see everything that I can catch. So both of them playing it really well. Nero is going to be coming out of Chapter 3 with a 425, I believe I saw from him. Very, very well played from him. Chaikitty coming in right behind in the last room. If Chaikitty takes a death here, that will be a huge deficit, but he doesn't, and he's still able to pull out really well. And he's still able to finish up Chapter 3. Very, very good time from him. And now we're seeing Nero. Looks like he's going to be taking a little bit of a break here while Chaikitty is going to be beginning Chapter 4. So, Chapter 4, Golden Ridge, has been known to be one of the most technically difficult levels. And the reason, if not the most technically difficult level, and the reason for that is because there are a lot of factors that you have to build into. Here, not only do you have the clouds that give you a little bit of a jump boost, you also have the gusting wind that can be a huge struggle, and as well as the snowballs that will come in the cliff face section, and these moving blocks that you won't see too much of the runners utilize just because they all have such clean enough gameplay that they skip them. And then there are also the bubbles that are used, and just the amount of different ways that you can utilize these different, I guess, features in the game are really, it's really amazing to see. And we're getting a quick sync here of the streams, so we're going to be focusing a little bit on Nero's play. Nero doing really, really well, continuing with his lead. I do believe we will see more as we get synced up, but he is coming in playing this really well. And like I said, both of these players are very, very close in the standings. Both of them have a high chance of shifting up to be pretty close behind TGH. So hopefully we're going to be seeing, I would be really happy to be able to see something like that, see a shift in the standings as big as that would be. And so now, as we're getting up into the end of week 3, that means that we're going to be seeing a lot of the actual standing gaps between the runners, and it won't just be 3 or 4 people are tied for one place. It should be a lot, I'm expecting it to be a lot more stable as to which runners are in which place. But if that's not the case, then that would make for it to be really interesting. So Nero now is getting into the cliff face section, which is where you get these snowballs that work very similar to Oshiro, work on a similar cycle basis, only they come out more frequently, but they don't move as fast. And so it can be easier to predict, but also a little bit harder to predict as well for the runners. And so having this be just a little bit tough, it can be a little bit harder as there's a lot more that you have to think about, especially in the cliff face section where you have things such as the wind and the bubbles and the springs and everything else going on. So Nero finishing up his chapter 4, heading into chapter 5, where we're going to be seeing tricks such as yeet, bubs drop, and yeet and bubs drop here. And again, there could be a major lead shift here depending on how these tricks go for both of these runners. We're seeing Chaikitty coming in. Can't really tell how far behind he is at this point, with them both ending the chapters at different points. But Nero still keeping up a pretty decent lead in this first game, as he is actually going to be coming up to yeet here in just a little bit. I think he's got. Okay, right now Nero is going to be coming up to yeet, and he's going for it. Oh, and he trips up on the very last part of the room. Just missing that corner boost there, which Yeet has been one of the hardest tricks. Actually, I think it's been the hardest trick in the league for runners to be able to consistently be able to perform and get consistently. And so there can be some pretty intense lead shifts coming from there. Nero going into his cassette room to be able to begin 5B. And I don't even, did Chaikitty, did he not even go for Yeet? I didn't totally miss that. But either way, fairly similar results coming from both of these runners, as both of them don't either Chaikitty didn't go for Yeet, or he didn't or he just didn't get it either. So he goes through his cassette room now, as Nero has already begun 5B. Again, not too much of a lead difference between the two runners. A lot can change here, as Nero, he's going to be going for Bub's Drop, and if he fails Bub's Drop, there could be a pretty intense shift there. But he's able to get it first try. Good job there from Nero. And now Chaikitty coming up right behind. He will be doing Bub's Drop here in just a little bit, as Nero is looking to start entering the mirror. Chaikitty coming in. First try, Bub's Drop. Very well done. Very, very well done from both runners to be able to get Bub's Drop now. Nero is going to be entering the mirror here, which is where he's going to be starting the Seeker section, in which there's going to be a lot of things he's going to have to think about all at once to make the race just a little bit more interesting, to make the run a little bit tougher to come out of 5B. So, just going to do a quick plug here for you guys. We have coming up in April our live event Pace, which is where you're going to be able to see the finals for not only the Celeste League, but also Super Mario 64, 70 Star Division 1, as well as Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent. The grand finals will be live at the event Pace. If you guys want more information on Pace, you can go ahead and use the command !Pace in the chat, as well as you can, if you already have decided, yes, I want to go, but I have no idea where to get tickets, you can use the command !Tickets in chat. And now Nero, he's playing this Seeker Gauntlet really well. Very solid play. And oh my goodness, he's coming in. He's in the clearly impossible room, almost finished up here. Oh, and he drops Theo down, and Chaikitty takes a death too in the Seeker Gauntlet. Both runners making a mistake there. I don't know whose mistake was more costly. It looks early in the room, so it doesn't look like they're going to be costing either runners that much time. I think it all kind of evens out. So now Nero is going to be finishing up with chapter 5B, and he's going to be entering Reflection, which is and Chaikitty is going to be finishing up with 5B, jumping right back to the map and taking only one death in there, as Nero easily pulls out Lake Skip, no problem whatsoever. In his Reflection, Chaikitty coming out right behind him. Chaikitty coming in behind him, going to be entering the Lake Skip section here in just a couple of seconds. Now, Reflection is really interesting because you're going to be having things such as the Battle and Fight, as well as Battle and Boost. Lake Skip, as we've already seen, done really well by Nero, and Chaikitty just performs his Lake Skip very, very well. Lake Skip at this point used to be a really tough trick, but once they figured out the mechanics for it, not very many runners do fail it in a race setting, at least anymore. Both of them have gotten really consistent. A lot of runners have gotten really consistent with it, and so it's pretty easy to see that. As now both runners are going to be moving through coming up, getting closer to the battle and fight. Nero entering the bumper section and doing a quick Kevin block, a little Kevin block lists strats to be seen there. Very well done. And now he's going to be going with the lower route from there as he then switches to the upper rooms in his reflection. With Chaikitty right behind him. And whoa! What a strat there from Nero as he totally skips using that wall and just uses the momentum from the bumper to clear himself to the end of the room. I don't think I've ever actually, like, I might have seen that before, but never actually noticed it. So, I mean, that was really cool to see. And now we've got Nero, who's going to be entering this really tricky section with a lot of falling and bumper usage, depending on what route he decides to go about it. But here, there are a couple of developer-intended shortcuts that Nero looks like he's going to be using that are a pretty tight squeeze, and he does that very, very well, and is now going to be finishing up the main movement section of Reflection as he now, after he moves into that, he's coming up on his battle and boost to enter into the battle and fight. Very good as he comes up through battle and fight, does his battle and boost, and begins his Chaikitty going through these developer-intended short. Not too bad at all from either runners. Nero still being able to continue this lead, but Chaikitty not too far behind. So I'm really hoping that Chaikitty can make up some time. Probably, I don't know if Chaikitty knows the pace that's going on right now, but he's probably hoping that Nero makes some sort of mistake to allow him to pull together. And this race, honestly, as you look at it, has not been like one-sided based on a major mistake. It's just been these small things here and there that Nero has done. As Chaikitty has a really good battle and boost now, and he's pulling through into his battle and fight. Nero just flinging around, not even giving Battlein a chance to even attack him as he moves through the fight. Very well played. Good run by both racers. As now Chaikitty coming up slightly behind Nero. Got a couple of seconds yet to make up. And Nero looks like he's going to be getting close to finishing up round one. So the battle and fight is probably the most climactic part of the run. And the reason for that is because there's a lot going on. The music is fantastic. The music is great. The dark, I guess, hair. Oh, and Nero taking a quick death in the battle and fight there in round 2 with the moving rocks. But, so anyways, the music is crazy. The hair moving around is crazy. The spikes, Madeline hacks, Madeline's, it's just absolutely, it's a huge part in the run. And I really like it because it just, the whole time, anytime I'm playing it or even just watching it and I can hear the music, my adrenaline just starts pumping like crazy. So now Chaikitty is finishing up round 1 of the battle and fight, and now Nero finishing up his battle and fight. He's going to be still pulling ahead with about a 30-second lead at this point. His reflection, and Chaikitty is going to be about 30 seconds behind, and he still could make this time up. So now we've got, I think, a 20:04 from Nero coming out of reflection. 20:08, sorry, my bad. And now he's going to be looking at starting to finish up his first race with the Summit. Chaikitty going to be finishing up the battle and fight here in just a little bit. So Chaikitty finishing up his battle and fight, and it actually looks like he's going to be a little bit closer to a minute behind. A minute behind Nero, not maybe just under a minute. Yeah, it's going to be about just under a minute behind Nero. As Nero is going to be entering his 500 meter section of the summit. This race is getting close to being over, folks. But like I said, like I've said multiple times in my races that I've commentated, or probably has been said multiple times just in general throughout GSA, is a race is never over until the first person finishes the run. So this is going to be really crazy. Oh, Nero takes a small. I don't know if I don't think he purposely missed that key coin, but that will give him a couple of seconds of a recovery there. Really good strat there as he drops through that, but he takes a death in this room, giving Chaikitty a couple more seconds to be able to make up this. If Nero starts stacking on these couple of second mistakes, that could very easily give Chaikitty the opportunity that he needs to come back. And now Chaikitty just starting his 500 meters with Nero starting his 1,000 meters. And as you can see in the summit, we see a recuperation of every single mechanic or like terrain that was used in the game before. We're going to be seeing again the zippers from Forsaken City. As you can see on Chaikitty's screen, you got Nero, who's going to be using the dream blocks from Old Site, in which Nero is just moving very cleanly. Very well done from him. And then Chaikitty finishing up his 500 meters now, as Nero is going to be entering his Battling Alley to go into 1,000 meters, going to 1,500 meters, sorry. And 1,500 meters, his 1,500 meters is going, 1,500 meters, sorry, my brain is just not able to function on words right now. 1,500 meters is going to be similar to Celestial Resort, in which you're going to be seeing the Dust Bunny show up again. Don't worry, Mr. Oshiro will not be there to make this part harder, but still, these Dust Bunny cycles are going to be operating the same way, in which they don't reset until you re-enter the room. Even if you die, the cycles will continue to move. And Nero, he's moving through this 1,500 so fast. Very, very well done from him. Now he's going to be wrapping up 1,500 meters with Chaikitty, going to be starting his 1,500 meters. And hopefully still seeing very good time by both of these runners. Very solid. Great runs. Ton of fun to be able to watch. As now Nero is flying through 2,000 meters. Chaikitty, he's doing 1,500 really well, and looks like Nero is... Oh my goodness! How many spike jumps was that, Nero? Holy cow! I couldn't tell if he meant to grab the wall there, but just the way that he did that was absolutely crazy. That was really cool to see. And now Chaikitty, he's going to be starting his 2,000 meters. Now with Nero going to be entering his alley-oop section for 2,000 to start 2,500, where we're going to be seeing the all-famous door skip, as well as as well as key skip and thread the needle, as well as door skip and thread the needle. Wow, key skip. Holy cow, my brain is shot with this race. Anyways, very well done from both of these runners. Solid gameplay. Really excited to see how this is going to be able to play out jumping into game 2, seeing whether or not the races will be a little bit closer or maybe potentially be one side of the opposite direction. But now we've got Nero after completing his key skip, this out very well. And he's going to be coming up on door skip right as Chaikitty is hitting his alley-oop section for 2,000 meters. As now Nero able to cleanly go through door skip and is now finishing up his 2,500 meters to begin the final ascent of the mountain from 3,000 meters on. Now, chat, I want to see it with Nero now hitting his 3,000 meters. I want to see the checkpoint countdowns coming in from you guys. Excuse me. As Chaikitty going to be finishing, doing a really clean key skip there. Very well done from him. As now he's going to be coming up on Thread the Needle. Does that very well. With now he's going to be coming up through door skip. Does that really well. And he's going to be beginning his alley-oop section for 2,500. As Nero is heading up to begin the updraft section of 3,000 meters. Right as Chaikitty is going to be starting his 3,000 meters, Nero taking a quick death in that section, but he's still got a really solid lead. And Nero taking another death, and that one, it didn't look like he had actually gotten the checkpoint flag there, so that will hurt him a little bit. Now he's coming up into the last key rings of the run, and it looks like, oh, he's missed a couple of key rings already, but doesn't take a death, so that won't put him too far back. Just a couple of seconds that he's going to end up missing out from those key rings, still allowing for Chaikitty to be able to come up and continue his run. Both runners again still playing very, very well. Nero continuing with this lead, only having a little bit left before he finishes his run as he enters the Golden Feather section of Summit. I couldn't quite tell what checkpoint flag he was on. He was moving way too fast. And he's not going to opt for that checkpoint flag. Sorry. He just hit checkpoint flag 4 as Chaikitty hitting his key rings and now moving back up through the race. As now he's moving up through the rest of the summit. Nero only having a couple of more flags left to go before he's finished. He's just hit flag 2. And unless some major mistakes start happening, it looks like Nero is going to be able to close this one out, hitting flag 1. And he's going to be hitting flag 1 first, taking a little trip up, but he is going to be finishing first in game 1 in his match against Chaikitty. Very solid run. Very solid. He had a 28:47 for his race. Holy cow. I think that's actually his best race that he's had. Nero, yeah, 28:47. That is going to be Nero's best race time that he is going to be achieving in the GSA League. Very, very solid time for him. And actually, I don't know what his PB is. I can pull that up quick while we see Chaikitty going to be coming up right behind him as he is going to be hitting flag 1, I believe. Yeah, he's going to be hitting flag 1, and he'll be finishing up with what looks like a 29:40. With a 29:40, and still very solid time being able to come in at less than about 53 seconds behind Nero in the first race. Still a very, very solid time. And actually, Chaikitty only about 20 seconds off of his PB. So, again, a very solid run from both of these guys. As now I'm pulling it up, and he was actually, yeah, Nero was 9 seconds off of his PB in that race. So that was really, really close from him. Solid races from both of them. 29:40 as now that's going to give the first point over to Nero, and that's exactly what Nero needed in order to pass Fladervi. So Nero is now going to be taking command of second place after this, but there's still a chance that Chaikitty can come up and take more time off and even take second place away from Nero after that. So still really, so stick around. Very solid runs from both of these guys. I'm really excited for game 2. I think we're getting a quick resync. Not really sure what's happening in between these two games. It looks like Chaikitty's is going to be frozen for a second. So now, again, I just want to remind everybody about PACE coming up here in April. If you want more information, go ahead and use ! PACE in the chat. You guys can use that to be able to get information about the live event, where there's going to be able to see the live finals for the Super Mario Odyssey any percent run, Super Mario 64 70-star Division 1 league, as well as the Celeste any percent league. So if you want, like I said, if you want more information on that, you can see if you want more information on that, go ahead and use !PACE in the chat, as well as if you want to get information on tickets, you can use !TICKETS. And also, if you guys want to see the standings for all of our leagues that we're going to be having going on, you can use !standings in the chat as well. So you can check those out to be able to get caught up on what we have for all of our leagues, whether it be Super Mario 64, 70-star, Super Mario Odyssey, any percent, or even the Mario Kart Double Dash Time Trials League. So it looks like the two runners are going to be getting ready here to be starting race 2. Chaikitty probably took a little bit of a break, but that will be starting up here soon. So now I'm really excited to be able to see how this goes, as we're going to be jumping into game 2 of this race. Runners are now going to be starting here soon, as we're going to get started with game 2 of Chaikitty versus Nero. I'm really excited. Now let's go ahead and get started with this. Nero, we're probably going to get a quick stream sync here right away as we're entering the prologue. Now, going back and looking at game 1 and looking ahead into game 2 is looking at game 1, Nero was able to take a pretty early lead right away in chapter 1 on, and there wasn't really any major mistakes coming in from either runners. And so it's kind of unfortunate that some of these smaller mistakes that ended up happening between the runners ended up going more in Nero's favor. Now, very easily we could see a shift happening in this next race, and as very easily the same mistakes could be happening from either runner. They were all very minute, very small. Runners were super close to their PBs. And so it'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out. As we go ahead and jump into chapter 1, where once again we see where this is where Nero immediately took his lead. He played very cleanly. I think he only had maybe one hiccup here. And normally I don't say that chapter 1 is going to be where your lead gets determined. But unfortunately, Chaikitty was not able to Unfortunately, Chaikitty was not able to keep it going and able to finish up and able to bring that time up that he lost, that Nero was able to gain early on. However, as we look at this one, both of them still playing very clean. No deaths came out of anybody in game one. Not expecting any deaths to come out again. Both of them just flying through chapter one here. Very solid gameplay from both runners as they're going to be looking to finish up chapter one here in the next couple of seconds. I think we had Chaikitty at a 1:38 last game and Nero at just a couple of seconds faster than that. A lot of the time, the big time difference where it came from Old Site and on. Seeing 1:32 from Nero, 1:33 from Chaikitty. They're both neck to start this second round. There's still a lot that can happen. There's still a lot of Celeste left to be played here in this game too as we start Old Site, where again they're going to be using the Dream Blocks to utilize those and to increase their momentum, as well as they introduce the first battling section. And it's going to be really, really crazy. So, looking again at game one and some of the major tricks that the two runners had utilized is we see I don't think any of them had any like failed tricks. Oh, Nero taking a little bit of a hiccup there, giving Chaikitty a slight opportunity to be able to catch just a little bit back up. They're now about less than a second apart now, maybe about a second difference. Oh, but Nero, he takes a little bit of a trip, which is going to allow Chaikitty to take the lead. That is going to, not really sure where the trip up happened from Nero. Not sure if he just lost his stamina, didn't have the momentum that he needed to be able to go up the wall. Maybe messed up a wall bounce, but that's going to allow Chaikitty to take the lead through this battling section. And again, looking back at game one, both of the runners had a first try demo dash, first try leg skip, first try bubs drop. They didn't fail a single major trick in the game. Well, actually no, I lied. The only trick that they both failed was yeet. And that trick has been, as has been stated earlier, been the hardest trick in the run for both runners to be able, for any of the runners to be able to pull off. League-wide, it has been the most failed trick. So now, both runners are going to be entering the awake section with Chaikitty being about one screen ahead of Nero. But again, that lead could change a lot. That lead could change by the end of this race. Is now both of them finishing up a 3:24 Old Site for Nero and a 3:22 Old Site for Chaikitty. We've got a 2-second lead for Chaikitty going into Celestial Resort. Both playing very, very clean. Had a quick resync there quick small resync there with Chaikitty now entering the resort. Nero right on his heels. This, I do believe, is going to be the chapter where, and Chaikitty with a little small blip there causing Nero to take the lead. It's all these small mistakes happening between both runners that are causing these lead shifts. So we're seeing Nero coming in. He's going to be starting his first conversation with Mr. Oshiro. Chaikitty, not even a full screen behind, barely even half a screen. As both are just flying through Celestial Resort. Very well done from both of them. Both of them are going to be... Oh! Nero, he took a death. He took a small death just to get out of there, giving Chaikitty the lead. We've got another lead switch. This race is so close, and this is absolutely crazy. Both of them now entering the huge mess section now. Chaikitty still able to keep up barely this, well, actually now just getting back his big lead as not big lead, sorry, his small lead as they move in. Now Nero, he's caught up, and folks, we've got a sync on our hands. They're flying at exactly the same pace. Very well done. Chaikitty with less than a second ahead after that spike jump, just proving out to be just a little bit cleaner from him as it was from Nero, but Nero able to zip through that cutscene a little bit faster, and now Nero is back in the lead. Chaikitty still coming in right behind him as they're going through books. They're playing very well. It looks like Nero had a little bit of a faster cycle, which is going to allow him to be able to finish up his books just a couple of seconds faster. Chaikitty with a slight overshoot beginning laundry, but again, he's right on Nero's heels. This is going to be so close. All of this just coming down to the small movement optimizations between the two runners. As now Nero is going to be, both runners are going to be finishing up laundry. Now at about the same time, going to be entering the elevator shaft. Going to see here who is going to pull ahead as we got shaft with Demo Dash right after it. Both of the runners again highlighting got first try Demo Dash in game 1. So if we see this, we could very easily see the same result in which this lead shift does not even really matter, or we could see a runner mess it up, potentially causing another potentially pretty major lead shift coming from any of the runners. Nero coming in on the Demo Dash room. He's going to be going for it. Chaikitty right behind, and both of them take a death, neither of them going for the screen switch backup. So now, once again, they're still in the exact same situation. Nero this time is going to go for the backup, but Chaikitty, he doesn't need the backup. He's going to zip right through it. He's going to take the lead from Nero right there with simply not going for the screen backup right there. Will give Chaikitty the lead as we're entering the Mr. Oshiro section. Again, it's those small things, whether you're going to take the risk of backup or not for Demo Dash, could very easily make the difference. Nero deciding to go for the backup and play it safe actually ends up being his downfall, as both of them still getting a second try Demo Dash. And then both of them getting a second try Demo Dash, but because Chaikitty didn't go for the checkpoint in his second attempt, ended up coming out ahead. And now both of them are super close. Chaikitty going to be finishing up his... Both of them finishing up 5, with both actually at 757s. They both have a 757 coming out of Chapter 3. Holy cow. This is absolutely crazy race as we start Golden Ridge. Both of the runners are this is a very, very close race. I didn't actually realize how close it, thinking it doesn't look as close as it actually is, but that's because the timers are slightly desynced. If you want to look up, you can't just look at the screens that they're using. You got to make sure that you're really paying attention to the in-game timers up in their corners, because that's where you're gonna see the lead. Both of them are actually at very, very, very close time. Again, very well play, very good play coming from Chaikitty, as he, I think, barely is getting a lead. Actually, no, Nero is actually about a second ahead with the desync coming from the timers. As I'm looking, if I'm wrong, there's barely a second difference going in Nero's favor, actually. Oh, but Chaikitty takes a death, definitely securing now that Nero has the lead as he messes up his auto-scroller skip, allowing him to take the lead. That is going to be a huge, huge time save there for Nero against Chaikitty. as we're seeing now another smooth auto-scroller skip coming from Nero, and as I say that, Nero bonks his head. Another auto-scroller skip coming from Nero. Chaikitty kind of choking, well, not really choking, but he kind of messes up the wall grab there as he starts his next auto-scroller skip. Very clean coming from Chaikitty. Another big auto-scroller skip coming from him, as Nero is going to be starting the cliff face section here in just a little bit, which is going to be one of the most technically tough challenges. And if Nero messes something up there, Chaikitty could very easily jump back into the lead. Very solid movement again coming from both runners. Nero, not sure if he wanted to get that snowball, as that will actually mess him up for just like a blip, but still just flying through Ridge. Very, very solid play coming from him. As now Nero is going to be hitting the last screen of Golden Ridge. He looks like he's going to be finishing up with a sub 3-minute Golden Ridge. Pretty expected from him. Now with Chaikitty entering the the last challenging screen of Golden Ridge. He's also going to be finishing with a sub 3, but we've got Nero just barely in the lead. Got about a 13-second lead against Chaikitty as we enter Chapter 5, which again, that lead could very easily shift with either a failed yeet or a failed Bubs drop. I don't expect these runners to fail Bubs drop, but if that happens, we could see a lead shift, as Bubs drop is one of the most, if not the most, punishing tricks in the run. As Nero now is going to be coming up on Yeet in just a little bit here. Now Nero, he's going to be going for Yeet. He flies. He gets the corner boost. He's through. Very well done from Nero. If Chaikitty doesn't pull ahead and do a Yeet himself, we're going to see Nero just going to continue to expand his lead, but he's going for Yeet. He's flying across. He gets the corner boost. Both of them complete. Very well done from both of the runners. Now, Nero, he's going to be entering the tape room for 5A. Going to be looking at starting 5B, in which we're going to be able to get to Bubs drop. I really hope something happens with Bubs drop causing a lead shift. That would be absolutely crazy. Nero coming right behind in the cassette room. Again, even though it looks like Nero's got more of a solid lead, that could still very easily shift. We have about 20. We have just under 20 minutes left of the run, and so there's still quite a bit left of Celeste to be played by both of these runners, as both of them are going through 5B. Nero going to be coming up on Bubs. And Nero, he gets Bubs drop. Very well done from him. Now Chaikitty, it's now his turn. He's going for Bubs drop. Both of them getting Bubs drop. No extreme shift coming from either of the runners there. Nero continuing his lead. He's looking at, I'd say, man, I can't even tell what the lead difference is here. Timers are synced up pretty well, but I'm trying to figure out who's where, and I won't be able to know that until the end of this chapter. Now, Nero, he's going to be entering the mirror here soon, and starting the Seeker Gauntlet. Nero able to do very cleanly manipulating the Seeker to do his bit. Chaikitty coming in right behind. Chaikitty actually able to knock the Seeker into the key coin, giving him a couple more seconds to save there against Nero, as he doesn't even need to wait for the Seeker to respawn before he gets down into before he can get into that next room. That will actually come up to be a bigger determinant than it might seem just with the different pacing of this run. Both of them now are going through the Theo section. And Nero in the Seeker Gauntlet. He's flying through. Very well done from him. Chaikitty coming up. Oh, and Chaikitty's got to take a death. Nero takes a death too. Oh my goodness. Both of these runners are just not wanting to give up the paces that they're on. They're just deciding, you know what? I like what this race is looking like. I want to keep it like that. As now Nero is going to be finishing up 5B here in just a little bit. He's going to be throwing Theo into the heart, wrapping that up from him. And now Chaikitty coming up right behind him. Very well done. Clearing the impossible room. Heading into the last room of 5B. Right as Nero is going to be starting his reflection. Again, this race is not over. They are still closer than it may look, folks. So we've got Nero coming out. He's going to be heading up to Lake Skip here in just a couple of seconds, with Chaikitty right behind him. Solid Lake Skip coming from Nero. Again, Lake Skip's become kind of like second nature to the runners in this league. They've all gotten really consistent with it. And so to see anybody do... Oh, and Nero take another couple of seconds. That's going to be gone right there because of a death. Now with Chaikitty, he's going to still continue to look to close this gap between him and Nero. Nero looking to try and expand the gap, the lead gap in some way, shape, or form. Now as he's going to have Battle and Boost coming up in... Battle and Boost being the next major trick that comes up for both of these runners, but they both have a lot of movement and a lot of use of these Kevin blocks that they're going to have to utilize in this race. Solid movement coming from Nero. Solid movement coming from Chaikitty. Nero's gonna have to make some sort of major mistake in order for Chaikitty to be able to close this gap, but I don't see that coming. Nero is just playing so cleanly, both of them having very little mistakes, but the one death that Chaikitty had in Golden Ridge is gonna end up being what could very easily cost him this match. As just both runners are playing extraordinarily well. Nero once again flying through, utilizing the bumpers to the best that he can. Now he's going to be entering the battle and fight here in just a little bit. Chaikitty is coming up right behind him. He's in the big feather room. Nero's only got like 2 or 3 screens of a lead over Chaikitty. As now Nero going for the developer intended shortcuts in reflection. Very clean from him. Again, Chaikitty right behind him. Nero now coming up on Battle and Boost. He flings through and he's now in the battle and fight. Chaikitty now entering the battle and fight. Both of the runners are playing really well. Nero is going to need to make some sort of mistake in order for Chaikitty to... Or Chaikitty is just going to need to just play extraordinarily well and maybe even bring out some gold splits here if he wants to catch up. very solid play. Both of them now looking. Nero is looking to finish up his round 1 against Battling. Really solid. Chaikitty coming in right behind him. He's only, I think, 1 screen behind Nero at this point, as Nero is going to be starting round 2. Both of them are playing really well. Nero not even giving an inch for Chaikitty to try and make this up. Chaikitty doing whatever he can to try and catch up, but again, Chaikitty is only about 1 screen behind, maybe a little bit more. Or 2 screens behind, I'm sorry. Commentator error there, but Nero, he's going to be finishing up his fight here in just a little bit. As he's entering the last screen. Oh, but Nero takes a death there! Oh no! That is going to be a huge time loss for him. Chaikitty is now right on his heels. Both now, this race has just gotten a lot closer. Oh no! Chaikitty took a death! Oh no! Oh no! In the very last second, Chaikitty just barely misses the spring and takes a death, putting himself behind in the last room of the battle and fight. Oh no! That's so sad. But now we've got Nero. He's going to be coming in on, he's going to be beginning his summit play with Chai behind him. Very sad way to end that reflection from both of them, from Chaikitty, but still not, this race still is not over. As now 21:03 from finishing up 0 to 500 from Nero, with Chaikitty again right behind him, probably about 2 screens behind. This race would have been so much closer, but he was maybe just a couple of pixels off. That's gotta hurt a lot. As now we've got Nero. He's gonna be, oh, Nero's gonna be taking a death. Nero's taking a death, giving a couple of seconds to give back. Nero taking another death. Chaikitty could very easily start coming right up on his heels if Nero keeps taking these small deaths. Nero only having about a 1 screen lead against Chaikitty now. 21:57 coming out of 500 meters from Nero. 22:15 coming into 1,000 from Chaikitty. Nero only maintaining about a 1 screen lead, about 2 screen leads from Chaikitty. He's coming in right behind him. Now, Nero, 22:49 starting 1,000. Or 1,500, sorry. 22:49 starting 1,500. 23:08 starting 1,500 from Chaikitty. Oh, but Chaikitty, he's going to lose a little bit of time. He bonked his head, forcing himself to go back to the wall. Not having to take a death there, but will still cost him a couple of extra seconds. Now, if Nero wins this, he gets the extra point, securing his place securing himself in second place in the standings. Chaikitty still playing very well. Both of them are having very, very good races. 23:37, finishing up 1500 from Nero. Nero looking like he's got a 20-second lead over Chaikitty. Chaikitty at 24:01, finishing up 1500. But oh no, Nero took a death. Chaikitty coming up right behind with Nero taking that death. Looks like we're getting a timer here. Nero going for the auto scroller skip, and he's able to play that really well. Chaikitty coming in only a couple of screens behind. Chaikitty now himself going for the auto scroller skip. Nero now, he has to take another death. Now with Nero, he's now at the alley-oop section. Chaikitty coming up right behind him. He's going to be hitting the alley a little bit. 25:03 to finish up 2,000 meters from Nero. Looks like we're going to be seeing about a 25:23 maybe coming from Chaikitty to finish up 2,000. 25:21. This race is super close. 2,500 meters for Nero. He's coming up on a key skip. And he gets it. But, oh no, Chaikitty, he took an early... That is not what he wants at all. That is going to put him so much farther behind. Nero now coming up on Thread the Needle. He takes an immediate death before he even gets a chance to attempt Thread the Needle. Chaikitty able to go through key skip pretty well. Chaikitty now taking death. Nero is just going to be securing his lead now. Entering the 3,000 meters. Chaikitty taking another death. Oh no. This is not at all what Chaikitty wants. Chaikitty taking another death at door skip. Nero just gonna be expanding his lead as he's now hit 3,000 meters. 3,000 meters means we need the time. We need the checkpoint countdown. Oh no! In the alley-oop section, Chaikitty takes a death. He can't get out of the alley-oop. Nero is just pulling so far ahead in the last few minutes of the race. This is so sad for Chaikitty, but Nero, I mean, he is playing just absolutely incredible through this summit. He had a little bit of hiccups at the beginning, but the way that he's moving across now is just ridiculous. Nero looking to continue to keep going. Chaikitty trying to find some way to catch up. But Nero is just the little key coin mishap he had in game one. He's cleaned that up. He's able to get the key coins that he needs now. Oh no, Nero taking a quick death. allowing for a couple of seconds to be made up for Chaikitty, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Chaikitty lost so much time in 2500. Chaikitty is going to need a miracle if he is going to bring this run back. Nero is going to be continuing to move across. He's looking to be finishing up his summit here in just in maybe a minute. We'll see how well it goes for him. Nero only having a couple of seconds left in this race. Nero has now hit flag 1. And now Nero, not as clean of a race as we saw in game 1, but he is still going to be taking it with 29.07. Not only is that going to seal him game 2, that will seal him the match, and that will seal him second place. Very, very well done from Nero. Now, don't go anywhere. Chaikitty is still coming up. He's still playing really well. He's hitting flag 1. We're going to be seeing less than a minute difference in this race once again. And now both of them are going to be wrapping up their race. 29:41, 29:07. Still a very, very well done race. And a solid match. But don't go anywhere, guys. We still have one more match. If Chaikitty wants to try and take a point back from Nero, this is the time to do it. Chaikitty came in so close in that match, and now we're going to be seeing him hopefully trying to make one more final sprint. That race was intense, coming down to the very end of reflection. That one small mishap on Chaikitty's part, taking the death on probably the very last pixel for him of the last screen of the battle and fight, the most punishing room in the battle and fight, and he is going to take a death there, which that cost him the race, as Nero took a death there, but still was able to bring it. But Nero took a death in that room, but because Chaikitty took that death, he was still able to clinch out a lot more of a commanding run than it looks. That race was not commanding for Nero at all. It was still a very well done run by him, very well done race, but so close. We're seeing a 33-second time difference between the two racers in game 2, and now they're going to start setting up for game 3. So that means that will be 3 points, at least 3 points now heading over to Nero's way. Those 3 points will then put him with 15 points. He is now going to be in second place, only 1 point behind TGH. Chaikitty, he's going to be, if he's able to match this, if he's able to win this third game, he's going to be getting 12 points, which will put him tied for third place with Flederby. But if he loses, he's still going to be in fourth place with 11. So hopefully Chaikitty can try and take this next race and allow for himself to tie up with Flederby, keeping himself a competitor for these top spots. Right now, we're seeing a battle for second place coming from second and third place coming from these two runners and Flederby right now. That is absolutely insane. Great races. And now I'm like pumped for game 3. That second game was intense. I'm ready to go into game 3. But before we do, quick reminder for you guys. I want to live events. You guys like these races here and you want to see them live, well, you better put an exclamation point paste in the chat. Put an exclamation point tickets, and you can see the finals for the Celeste Any Percent League Grand Finals done live in April. Make sure you guys check that out. Also, if you want to see the standings for the league, as you're hearing me read them off, you can check those out at exclamation point standings. And so definitely check that out. And if you want to see the standings, not just for this league, but also for the Mario Kart Double Dash Time Trials League, as well as the Super Mario 64 70 Star Divisions 1 and 2, and Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent. You can see any of the standings for any of the current GSA leagues, as well as the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, no SBA tournament that's going on right now. And so, now wanting to look back as we're going to be getting ready to start this game 3, looking back at game 2, these two runners, they were neck and neck all the way up until Chaikitty had taken a death in Golden Ridge, and that put Nero with a pretty commanding lead. And then as we went through reflection, Nero took a death in the last screen of the battling fight, which that allowed for Chaikitty to be able to come back just slightly until Chaikitty took a death in the last screen of the battling fight as well. Absolutely insane. And that came down to the very last section of the second to last level of the game. Very solid race. So much fun. Nero was able to take a pretty commanding lead from Summit on. Chaikitty gaining up a couple of seconds at the beginning, but when it came to 2,500, there just became a little bit of a mishap there, which caused the end of the race for him. So now we're going to be getting started with game 3. I'm hyped. If we had as good of a race in game 2, and so we're going to be hopefully finishing this up with a really close race, as now the two runners are going to be entering Forsaken City. Forsaken City, again, haven't been seeing any major lead shifts coming in there. And it looks like Nero is slightly ahead, maybe half a second or more. But you can't really base off what happens in Forsaken City as what's going to happen in the rest of the race. Chaikitty came out ahead in Forsaken City, and I think he came out ahead in Old... Oh, no! Chaikitty with an early death? Oh, no, that is not how you want to start the race. As I say, Forsaken City is not a big determiner for the race. It still doesn't help to have a bad Forsaken City in a race segment. But Nero, he takes a death as well. So both of them are now pretty much neck and neck. Nero slightly ahead of Chai. Nero, he takes another death. We've got a lead shift. Nero, I don't know if he messed up his spike jump or what, but Nero takes another death, giving Chaikitty the lead coming out of this race. A 138 and a 139 for the two runners. 138 going to Chaikitty. We're seeing about a 1 second lead for Chaikitty as we go into Forsaken City. Going into Forsaken City now. In this one, there weren't any major mistakes that happened in either games 1 or 2. Maybe some minor blips here and there, but nothing that really shaped how the run went for either runners. So it's going to be interesting to see how these runners are going to fare coming out of Old Site. Sorry. Both of them now entering the battle line section. Both of them, they're really close. This is neck and neck. I think we've got ourselves a sink here. And Nero, he takes a death. Oh no, Chaikitty is now given an opportunity to take a lead. The first time any of them, I think, have taken an unintentional death in Old Site or a death at all. That is not at all what you want these guys to see. Oh my goodness, both of them now are hitting the awake section with Chaikitty coming in at a couple of seconds of a lead. He's going to be about a full screen ahead. Now, Chaikitty finishing up Old Site with a lead. So now we're getting into Celestial Resort, where both runners, this is where the lead should be had for just a small thing. Chaikitty didn't go for the backup demo dash to give himself the checkpoint. Now, Chaikitty continuing with his lead through Celestial Resort. Both of these runners are very, very close. Now, not even a full screen ahead. This is a very close Old Celestial Resort. Unfortunately, my internet is not working and I can't tell what's happening. Alright, I'm back in. Sorry for that. I had a little bit of an internet mishap, but in the meantime, doesn't look like any major mistakes happened. Chaikitty still continuing to lead, but it's still going to be really close. Oh, looks like Nero is. He just took the lead. I think Nero just took the lead just through movement optimizations there. This is really close. Yeah, Nero is not even a second ahead. Maybe a second. As both of them are entering laundry, Nero just takes the lead just through movement optimizations. And this is where you see the difference between 3rd and 7th place. As you look at the lead, if anybody is looking at the leaderboards, you see Chaikitty is in 7th place and Nero is in 3rd. And so you see just the difference between the experience between the two runners and the amount of optimization. As the biggest difference between these two runners in their skill level has just been through movement optimizations. As now we've got Nero. He's going to be coming up on Demo Dash. not going for the checkpoint. Both of them getting the first try demo dash. This is still really close. Nero still with a slight lead. Both of them now entering Oshiro. I think Nero's got maybe a 2-second lead over Chaikitty. This is still a very, very close race. Both of these runners playing very well. Nero now going to be finishing up his Celestial Resort here in just a couple of seconds. Chaikitty going to be right behind him. Nero with a 750 out of Celestial Resort. Chaikitty with a 754. Only a 4-second lead for Nero as we enter Golden Ridge. Now here, this is where we had a big lead shift happen. Chaikitty with the lead took a death in Golden Ridge, which then gave Nero the lead all the way up through the rest of the race right there. All the way through the potential lead change for Reflection. And then Chai taking the death to get Reflection was the end of the race. But now we're seeing Nero, like I said, with about a 4-second lead. They're looking at about the same screens, but oh, Nero taking a death. That might allow for Chaikitty to take the lead, but looking at the game timer desync, it looks like Nero is still about 1 second ahead of Chaikitty. He's about a half second. Now, there isn't even a second difference between these two runners right now. Nero taking a death there, that's gonna hurt his lead a little bit. Chaikitty gonna be able to take advantage of that punishment. Still, just these cleaner movement optimizations coming from Nero are being the difference here in these games. Very well played, Nero coming up right behind Chaikitty. Nero still holding on to the lead, looking at the gate at the timer desync. Both of them getting their auto scroller skip. No, Chaikitty, he takes a head bonk and has to. Oh no, Nero able to pull ahead again as he continues now to as he's going to be expanding his lead here against Chaikitty. Gonna be seeing now Nero continuing to keep this lead going. Nero continuing to build his lead against Chai now as he's finishing up Golden Ridge. Now both of them are gonna be starting out 5A. Nero with still about a 5-second lead over Chaikitty. As now, Nero gonna be, both of the runners are gonna be coming up on Yeet. Nero taking a little bit of a head bonk, but he's going for it first. He gets the corner boost. He's over. Chaikitty coming in right behind him with the Yeet. He gets the corner boost and he's over. Very solid play from both of them. Both getting Yeet now as Nero is going to be slightly ahead, hitting the tapes, but they're still very, very close. Both of them are going to be entering B-side synced up right now. That is crazy. But Nero with about a 2-second lead over Chai. There's got synced movement, but if you look at the timers, Nero is still ahead just by 2 seconds. Both of them now coming up on Bubs drop. Both of them getting Bubs drop. We have not seen a failed Bubs drop from either of them this race. Very, very well done. Nero continuing to maintain his lead with Chaikitty though. He's clawing and scratching right behind. And Chai, he now takes a death, giving Nero an expanding lead again. And now Chai is actually going to be messing up entering the mirror a little bit, so he's going to be entering behind. So now he's going to be right behind Nero entering the mirror. Chaikitty once again sniping that Seeker down into the last key coin that he needs to just be able to keep moving. Nero, he takes a death, giving Chaikitty a couple of seconds to make up there against him. But Chaikitty still ending up being a couple of seconds behind. Both of them now starting Theo. Nero, he takes a death, and and he takes another one. Instantly, 2 deaths happening right there, and that is going to give Chaikitty the lead. And now, both of them now finishing up the Seeker Gauntlets. Chaikitty coming in, entering the Impossible Room. Nero coming in right behind him, entering the Impossible Room. Chaikitty is through. Nero is through. Both of them now finishing up 5B, and it looks like Nero is going to be pulling out of 5B slightly ahead. Oh no, and Chaikitty, he's going to be messing up Lake Skip. Oh, and Nero messes up Lake Skip too. Chaikitty messing it up twice, so now we are once again neck and neck. Nero with a slightly, Nero with about a 2-second lead, unfortunately. Timer desync, causing the lead to look a little bit closer than it actually is. But still, this is a very, very, very close race. Both of them now going through reflection. Nero continuing his lead. Got about a 4-second lead again over Chaikitty. still flying, both of them playing through reflection very, very cleanly. Chaikitty can still pull this one together. Nero looks like he took a death. Chaikitty is now ahead again. A death coming in there now. That's going to do a lead switch, giving Chaikitty the advantage that he needs to be able to pull ahead. It's now both of them. This race is super close. Chaikitty just a couple of seconds ahead of Nero. Both of them now are going to be coming up on Battle in just a little bit. Battle and boost now for Chai. Battle and boost coming up for Nero. Them flinging through. They're now in the battle and fight. Looking very, very close. Actually, looking at the timers, it looks like Nero might be half a second ahead. No, Nero's actually got about a second lead on Chaikitty right now. Timer desync is making it hard to tell who's actually ahead. But both of them just flying through this fight. Nero again, only about a second ahead of Chaikitty. Both of them getting ready to finish up the first half of the battle and fight. Oh, Chaikitty's stumbling a little bit there. That's going to give Nero a little bit more of a lead. And now, as you can see in the gameplay screens, you can now see that Nero is ahead of Chaikitty. It's kind of hard to tell with the timer desync and how close it was there, but Nero is ahead. But Chaikitty is not far behind. Nero just with a little bit more optimization, optimized movement. Again, the difference between 3rd and 7th place is being shown just through optimized movement here, but they're both very consistent, both playing very, very well. Nero, he takes a death in the last room. Chaikitty, he takes a death. Nero takes another one. This is absolutely ridiculous. Runners aren't even giving me a chance to figure out what's going on because more things are happening. Nero finishing up the battle and fight just barely first because Chaikitty takes 2 deaths in that fight. In the very last room of the battle and fight, both runners taking a couple of deaths again, but this is going to come out in Nero's favor going into the summit. But this is a lot closer of a race than we saw in game 2. Nero, he's going to be finishing up Reflection with a 2034. Chaikitty, he's going to be right behind with a 2040. We're seeing only a 6-second differential, folks. This is going to come down to Summit. Here we go. Chaikitty is jumping in right away. Nero taking a quick short break. Might see a timer resync here. But still very well done from both of these runners. And this race is coming down to the end of it. Quick timer resync here, and it looks like Nero is going to be about one spring boost ahead, maybe? Oh no, Nero is about one full screen ahead. As now Nero, he's going to be flying through. He's going to be wrapping up the first section of the summit at a 21:10. Chaikitty right behind him, 21:17. Very solid play. Both of them now going through 500. Again, Nero keeping up the one screen lead over Chaikitty. Some solid play. Flare Bear, thank you for the 24. Thank you for the hosts. Flare Bear, you came in at just the right time. We've got some awesome. This race is coming down super close. Nero now finishing up 500 meters. Chaikitty right behind him finishing up 500 meters. Chai, I think, has been playing just a little bit of closer, cleaner summits than Flare Bear, so that very easily could mean the difference here between the two runners. Nero is coming in again, only about a screen behind. Oh no! Chaikitty taking a death in one of the most punishing rooms in 1000. It's gonna put him a little bit farther behind. That might have just cost him the race. Nero now finishing up 1000, getting 1500. Chai is right behind him. Nero is going to need to make some mistakes, and Chai is going to need to pull some things out that we have never seen before if he's going to want to pull, if Chai is going to bring this back. Nero is got a lead, but Chai is still right behind him. Amazing movement from Chai. Nero coming out, finishing up 1500. 23:39, finishing up his 1500 meters. Chaikitty right behind him. Going to be a little bit more than 10 seconds behind. 23:52. Oh, and Nero, he's got to take a quick death there, allowing Chaikitty to make up a little bit of time. But Nero has still got a pretty commanding lead over Chaikitty, so that's going to still end up being, still going to keep Nero in the lead despite the death there from him. Both of them coming through with the auto scroller. Skip, skip. Once again, Nero still in the lead. Chaikitty right behind him. If Nero makes a couple more mistakes, that could give the opportunity that Chaikitty needs to bring it back. Solid movement there from Chaikitty. Both of them now in the alley-oop. 25:02 from Nero as he finishes up his 2,000 meters, going into 2,500. 25:10 coming from Chaikitty. There's only about an 8-second differential. If Nero messes up door skip or thread the needle, that could be the opening that Chaikitty needs to be able to bring this back. Going in now into 2,500 meters. Nero coming up on key skip. Nero's able to very cleanly get key skip. Chaikitty right behind him with key skip. Now, looking back, we're seeing, looking back into game 2, Chaikitty, he really struggled with 2,500 in game 2. Nero, but he takes a death for thread the needle. Chaikitty able to make up a little bit more time if he's able to get this thread the needle first try, and he does. Both of them now on door. Nero just finishing up door skip. Chaikitty coming in right behind him. He very cleanly gets door skip. Chaikitty really struggled with the alley-oop in game 2. Is Chaikitty going to be able to pull this out this time? Nero coming in right at the end of 2,500. He's going to be entering 3,000. Chat, I want to see if you guys can keep up with the counting flags for both runners. This is going to be amazing. Both of them now finishing up 2,500, hitting 3,000. Nero got about a 2-second lead over Chai. This is going to come down to the very end, folks. Oh no, but Chaikitty takes a death. That could just cost you the race. Something simple like that. That's absolutely insane. We're so near the end that doing something like that could very easily have just cost Chaikitty the race. Oh, and Chaikitty taking another death, this time a lot more punishing. Oh, but Nero takes a death too. Both of these runners are just dying all over the place for 3,000. But Nero still able to maintain the lead here against Chaikitty. Looking at about a 10-second lead, potentially maybe more for Nero. And Nero, he's gonna take a small death there. That's gonna be a couple of seconds now to give for. Gonna give a couple of seconds for Chaikitty to be able to make it up. Nero at the key coins. Struggled with it in game 1, but was able to pull it really well in game 2. He's able to pull it well now again in game 3. Nero is able to Nero is flying on by. Chaikitty, he's at the key coins. He's past the key coins. Nero coming up on one of the last flags. He's on flag 9. Now he's hitting flag 7. Chaikitty once again right behind. Nero hitting now the feather section. He's coming up onto the end of Summit. Flag 4 for Nero. Feather section being hit for Chaikitty. Nero coming in with these feathers. Oh no, Chaikitty taking another death. That right there could have just cost him the race as Nero has hit flag 2. As Nero now coming into flag 1. That is going to be the end of it. A couple of unfortunate deaths from Chaikitty to cost him the race. Nero comes in with a 3-0. He's playing really well. Nero now, he's hitting flag 1. And Chaikitty, what was his time? Oh no, 29:23! He was so close! I can't tell what the decimal numbers are. My point, less than half a second away from getting a PB for Chaikitty. Less than a second. Oh my gosh. That was absolutely insane. What an insane race. Nero takes it 3-0 with a 29.06. Chaikitty with a 29.23. Very, very solid. I cannot believe it. That was awesome. And I think we're going to be having Chaikitty coming in for a post-race interview here in just a second. But still absolutely insane. I cannot believe it. Chai was so close.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Chai.
Hey.
How? Okay. Half a second from PB, not even.
Yeah.
Insane run. Great job.
Yeah, I had no idea. It turns out I was pretty close to even taking the round, but yeah, definitely Reflection and Summit. I lost 40 seconds between those two chapters. So
oh man.
Yeah. That could have been a pretty good one, but I kind of messed up at the end.
Yeah, you still very solid, very well done. So in game 2, how close, like I couldn't really tell from my perspective, but in that last screen of the battle and fight when you hit that spike, how close were you to hitting that spring?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was close, because usually you can grab the like the floor that the spring is on. But I think I didn't quite make it.
Yeah, because
yeah,
I don't know
I've
if
been.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say I've been practicing mostly like specific levels. Like this last week, I haven't done very many full runs, and Reflection wasn't actually one of the levels that I was practicing. So as a result, I'm slightly rusty when it comes to that chapter. I think that kind of showed in most of the races. But yeah,
But
definitely messed up that last screen a couple times.
well, yeah, in game 2, actually, Nero had taken a death in there, and then you had actually taken the lead, but then you just missed the spikes, and that right there, kept you from taking the lead. You were so close to you were close to taking the match against Nero.
Yeah, because my game 2 had a pretty decent summit.
Yeah, no, yours all the way up until
All the way up until
2,500
2,500
meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played absolutely crazy. That was very well done. So I gotta highlight game 3. You know, that was a crazy run. From what I'm seeing in chat, you were 0.323 seconds away from your PB.
Yeah, I actually lost like about a second on flag 1 as well, because like I missed one of the jumps.
Oh no!
But I mean, it's not like, I mean, a 1 second PB or like a half second PB. It's not really that big of a deal. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, still,
Yeah.
though, you showed some amazing consistency, and that was absolutely crazy. Your consistency that you showed tonight was amazing. That was very, very, very well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I definitely, I mean, going into the match, against Nero, I know he's also, very consistent, and he's undoubtedly like he is one of the top runners. So I wasn't going into the match, expecting to win, but I'm still very happy with the way I played. Because even in the other races where I think I got 2940s in both of the other ones, I had made some like very costly mistakes, but just the fact that I was still able to sub 30 I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. Very well done. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the end of us here, as we're going to be getting ready. Coming up next, we've got some Super Mario 64, 70 Star League Division 2, Pete versus Sign 64. GG's to you, Chai. I can't wait to see. You should, from what I'm seeing in chat as well, looks like they're going to be saying you're going to be hitting sub 29 really soon.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, that would be really cool to see. Solid races from you. It's unfortunate that you weren't able to take any of the rounds, but still, you played very well, a lot better than expected. I think 2 out of your 3 races were your fastest race time in the entire league.
Yeah, I definitely. I think before this I only had 2 that were sub 30. So I got all sub 30s today, so I'm very happy with that.
So how do you plan? What do you plan on doing now after today's race to improve for your next one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my next race is against TGH, and I mean, not gonna win, but and then after that I'm against Fledervi, and so that also, you know, they're both very good runners. I'm not quite at that level, so I'm gonna be focusing mostly just continuing practicing individual levels to bring down my summa best in general, because that's sort of what I did this week, and it was really helpful. Even though it's different from practicing full runs, because sometimes some chapters become less consistent, but just overall, just getting better at specific chapters is very helpful. So over the next like week or so, I'm gonna try to bring my summa best into the low 28s or maybe even 27 if possible, because currently my summa best is at a 28:23.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, like that run that I just had, that was like, it was really good for me, right? But it was still 1 whole minute off of my best times, like added together. So
yeah, definitely. Definitely looking forward to continue to see your climb through this league and through your experience and just seeing how you're able to bring your times down. So that will be the end of Celeste Any Percent tonight, guys. Thank so much for watching this. Thank you, Chaikitty, for an amazing race and for coming in and doing some post interviews. Coming up next, in about 5 minutes, we're going to be having Super Mario 64 70-star Division 2 Pete versus Zine 64. Again, from everybody here at Global Speedrun Association, thank you guys for watching. GG's to both of the racers, and we will see you guys in the next race.